Hello and welcome to stringsavvy.com. One of our members, Kelvin, had asked about a particular problem he was having with unwanted bouncing of the bow. So I, with his permission, reposted the video as well as some tips. Now first off, Kelvin, I want to say you're doing a fantastic job. You've got some great tone, great solid counting. Keep that up. Now as far as the bouncing of the bow, I wasn't able to determine exactly what the cause was. However, from the angle of the video and watching the video, my best guess is probably too much downward pressure. And maybe even too much angling of the bow. But I can't really tell as far as the angle goes. You may or may not have also noticed a sudden pitch bend right about 52 seconds in. This is caused by too much weight causing the string to kind of collapse and vibrate at a different pitch. So let's go over some things you can do to avoid bouncing of the bow. The first one being too much downward pressure. With too much downward pressure, my bow isn't quite doing as much, but you could probably see my stick bouncing a little bit. So what you could do is lighten the pressure a little bit and think of pushing and pulling the strings, this way and that way, versus putting straight downward pressure on the strings. This will also give you a much stronger sound. Aside from that, also, the corollary is having too little pressure. If you're too light on the strings, you're also going to get a lot of bouncing. The other thing, too, is be careful not to attack a string change too aggressively. So you're going from a D to an A, and you really attack that string change without actually making the change then playing, you're going to get that bounce. Another thing that I kind of do a lot is I learned from a teacher to use my fingers to make string changes or bow changes, and as a result, my new teacher pointed out that I was being a little too light on the strings with that, and therefore getting a bit of a bounce with that. The fourth thing is something that my teacher is showing us, that we can use what's called a crescent bow. Traditionally, we're taught to keep more of a straight bow. But that causes us to sometimes angle our bow, kind of wrapping around our head, around our body. But if you use a crescent bow, and what that is actually kind of doing the opposite, coming down this way and angling out, and the angle comes out by pushing your hand out a bit. This will help deliver a more consistent tone, as well as maintain control of your bow. Now, one last thing I wanted to hit was that pitch bend at 52 seconds. And what that is, like I said, was putting too much downward pressure on a string. But it also matters where you're putting that pressure. Let's say on the E string. If I were to play with the E string closer to the bridge and put lots of pressure on, I'm going to get a clean sound. But if I make that travel further away, you're going to hear a lot of squeaks, a lot of pitch bends, all sorts of fun stuff. So, kind of a roadmap with your G string. It's going to be a little higher up towards the fingerboard where your strength and sound comes from. As you travel further up towards the E string, it's going to come closer to the bridge. If I were to play on the G string closer to the bridge with that much pressure, I'm going to get a pitch bend. But if I come further out, much less likely to get a pitch bend. So I hope that answers your question. Once again, stringsavvy.com. If you have any other questions, anybody out there, please feel free to post a comment and I'll get back to you with a comment response or video response depending on the situation. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you soon.